Hey guys, so here's a video showcasing some differences between authentic Thom Browne and fake Thom Browne. I didn't see a lot of helpful resources online, so I decided to make my own video. So hopefully this helps you. So the first thing I'll talk about is the back tags. So the back tag should look like this, where the font is slightly pixelated. I know on a lot of fakes, often the font that says Thom Browne is just block letters. This one, but the authentic should look like this, where the pixelated, and the best way to tell is looking at that W. So the W should look a little jagged. So this is a fake one, and this one actually has done a pretty good job with the font. However, you'll notice the big difference between here is the sheen on this. So you'll notice there's a little bit of a sheen, kind of a some reflectivity on this tag, and this tag looks a lot whiter. So I'll try to show them both side by side for you. So if you can notice, the top tag here just looks a little cleaner white, and this one looks almost a little grayer. It looks just not as crisp. Like I said, there's a little bit of a sheen to it, and this is what they should look like. And then another thing is, this is a cashmere sweater, and all the cashmere is made in Scotland now. So it should say made in Scotland, and this one claims to be cashmere, but it's not. And it says it's made in Italy. So they don't have a factory in Italy where they make cashmere. They make their cashmere in their Scottish mills. Alright, so another thing to look for is the buttons. So on a lot of fake ones, the buttons will be plastic. So you can tell this if they're plastic or if they're mother of pearl, which just means they're made of shells, sort of, is that you'll be able to tell by the feel of them. So mother of pearl should look like this. It's a little hard to tell in a video, but they should feel a little cool to the touch, and when you bite them gently, you'll notice they kind of feel like they're made of glass. As compared to plastic ones, they just won't feel very cool to the touch, and when you bite them, it'll feel like plastic. So that's a big thing to look for. Thom Browne never ever uses plastic buttons, so that's a huge telltale sign if you're looking for fake ones. And then another thing to look for is when you're checking your cashmere sweaters, or if you have a wool sweaters and you're seeing if they're real or not, there's one test you have to be a little careful with this. But what you do is you kind of pull the fabric a little bit, and if you kind of pull it with your hand, you'd use two hands. But if it feels like if you pull it enough and it would start tearing, if it feels like it'll start tearing, obviously don't continue to pull. But that's a sign that it's made of hairs and fabric and natural fabric, as opposed to if you get this fake Chinese cashmere or whatever it's made of, it's actually acrylic, and if you try to pull it with your hands, it'll feel like you could pull it as hard as you want and you wouldn't really rip it, or you wouldn't get that close to ripping it. Also, of course, it just should feel a little softer to touch. If you have a cashmere sweater, you should compare it, but the acrylic ones or the ones with polyester will just feel kind of like, well, polyester. Alright, so here's another thing to look for. It's the inside tags. This one's a pretty hard one to decipher, but you'll notice just slight variations in the font. So here's the fake one, and here's the real one. So there's not one or two things I could specifically point out to you about this, but the font should look like this. Thom Browne has its own font. I don't know the name of it, but that's what it should look like. And this one, it's really subtle, and it looks slightly different. I don't know enough about the inside tags and other aspects to be able to tell you certainly. I know you'll want to see, obviously, some English on the tags somewhere on it. That was the fake one, and here's what the real one. So they're pretty hard. I think, at least from this one, you'll want to look for more washing instructions if it's made of wool or something special. But here's what they look like, and I know sometimes they have Thom written here. Maybe it's on this one. But you'll see a Thom written on the really far inside on the crease of the tag. That's another thing to look for, but obviously it's not on all authentic ones. So the inside tags are a little harder. You'll want to look at least something resembling this. But anyways, I hope this video helped you guys. Thanks for watching. I can't answer a lot of your questions because I'm not an expert on this, but I did know some differences in authentic and non-authentic Thom Browne that I just wanted to highlight and hopefully help you decipher for yourself if you get one pre-owned, if you have a real or fake Thom Browne. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.